Gentlemen, welcome back to Healthhub. I'm Dr. Thomas Carter, and today we're going to talk about something that many men over 50 quietly wonder about, but rarely discuss out loud: intimacy, confidence, and how one simple technique can completely change the way you connect with your partner. Most men believe that lasting desire is about youth, stamina, or something you either have or you don't. But after more than 30 years in senior men's health and intimacy care, I can tell you the truth. Connection is not about performance. It's about presence, patience, and technique. And one of the most powerful, overlooked techniques is called the start-stop method. When practiced correctly, this approach doesn't just improve physical closeness, it deepens emotional trust, builds anticipation, and can reignite passion in relationships that feel like they've grown quieter over the years. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll break this down into 3 simple steps that any man can learn and practice. No pills, no pressure, no gimmicks. Section 1. The real secret of intimacy after 60. Here's what I hear from men in my office almost every week. "Doc, things just aren't the same. I feel slower, I'm not as confident, and sometimes I worry my partner doesn't enjoy our time together the way she used to." Sound familiar? If so, you're not broken. You're simply human. With age, blood flow naturally slows, testosterone dips, and stress plays a bigger role in how our bodies respond. But here's what most men don't realize. Intimacy after 60 doesn't have to be weaker. In fact, when you focus on the right techniques, it can be more powerful, more meaningful, and more connected than ever before. The start-stop method is not just about the physical side. It's about learning to slow down, create anticipation, and build a rhythm that makes your partner feel truly cherished. Section 2. Step 1. Setting the stage. Every performance, every connection begins with preparation. Step 1 is all about positioning and comfort. Many men overlook this. They rush, they don't set the stage, and they end up tired, distracted, or uncomfortable. But think of it like this. If your back hurts, your focus is gone. If she feels awkward, the connection is weaker. So here's what to do. Make sure she feels physically supported. A pillow under the hips, a comfortable chair, or even the right lighting can completely change how relaxed she feels. Take care of your own comfort. Kneel with support, adjust the angle, or use cushions for your knees. You want to be steady and focused, not struggling with discomfort. Remember, presence begins before touch. Just being attentive, helping her settle into comfort, already communicates care and patience. That's the foundation. Section 3. The slow build. Here's where most men stumble. They rush. They head straight for the obvious, thinking speed equals satisfaction. But neuroscience shows us something different. Women's bodies respond best to gradual buildup. Think of it like a symphony. You don't begin with the loudest note. You start gently with quiet instruments, building layers until the full orchestra plays. Intimacy works the same way. Practical advice. Start away from the center. Gentle kisses or touches on her hands, her shoulders, her thighs. These outer zones awaken the nervous system slowly. Use patience. Take your time, breathe slowly, and match her breathing. This synchronizes your nervous systems and builds trust. Notice her signals. Heavier breathing, soft sounds, or subtle movements tell you you're building the right anticipation. Here's the key. Don't rush to the main act. Teasing, delaying, and savoring are what create intensity. Think of it as letting her body write the music while you provide the rhythm. Section 4. Step 3. The start-stop rhythm. Now, the heart of this method, the start-stop technique. Most men, once they see their partner close to climax, push harder. And yes, she may finish, but it's often shallow, quick, and less fulfilling. Instead, you want to bring her to the edge, then pause. Let her body cool slightly, just enough for anticipation to rebuild. Then resume. Each wave becomes stronger, more intense, and more memorable. How to do it safely. Notice the signs: faster breathing, muscle contractions, clutching the sheets. These are your cues. Pause gently. Shift to kissing her thighs, whisper something reassuring, or simply rest your touch without losing connection. Do this cycle 2 or 3 times, and by the time you let her finish, the release will be deeper and far more powerful. It's not about speed, it's about patience and timing. Section 5. The science behind the method. Why does this work so well? Because of how the brain and nervous system respond to arousal. Oxytocin and dopamine release with gentle touch, building trust and desire. Blood flow builds gradually, leading to stronger responses when climax finally happens. Emotional bonding deepens because she feels cherished, not rushed. One study found that women who experienced start-stop style intimacy reported not only stronger satisfaction, but also greater closeness with their partners the next day. In other words, this method doesn't just create pleasure, it creates memory. Section 6. A story from my clinic. Let me share a story. A patient of mine, Robert, age 64, told me he and his wife had grown distant. Their intimacy felt routine, rushed, and unsatisfying. He was worried they had simply aged out of passion. I taught him the start-stop method. I told him, Robert, your goal is not to finish quickly. It's to guide her through waves, to pause, to build, to let her trust the rhythm. 2 weeks later, he returned with tears in his eyes. Doc, it's like we're dating again. My wife told me last night was the most connected she's felt in years. That's the power of this method. It's not about tricks. It's about giving time, patience, and presence. Gentlemen, here's how you can begin. Tonight, focus on slow build-up. Don't rush. Think in terms of minutes, not seconds. Practice reading her signals. Watch her breathing. Listen to her sounds and adjust. Use the start-stop cycle. Bring her close, pause, then resume. Do this until she's asking you not to stop. It will feel different at first, especially if you're used to rushing. But remember, intimacy is not a race. It's a journey. Section 8. Why this matters for men over 60. You may be asking, Dr. Carter, why should I bother at my age? Because intimacy is not just physical. It's emotional health. It reduces stress, boosts confidence, strengthens relationships, and even improves sleep. Studies show regular, fulfilling intimacy lowers blood pressure, reduces the risk of depression, and promotes longevity. So practicing a technique like start-stop isn't just about passion. It's about health, dignity, and the joy of still being fully alive. Gentlemen, your challenge. Here's my challenge for you. Try this method for the next 2 weeks. Slow down, build anticipation, use the start-stop rhythm. Then come back and tell me in the comments what changed in your connection, in your confidence, in your relationship. If you're willing to give it a try, type yes in the comments. I read every one, and your stories help other men know they're not alone. And if you found today's lesson helpful, please hit that like button, share this with a friend who could use it, and don't forget to subscribe to Healthhub for weekly guidance on men's health, vitality, and intimacy after 50. Gentlemen, aging does not mean the end of desire. It simply means shifting the way we approach intimacy. The start-stop method proves that with patience and presence, you can still create moments of passion, trust, and closeness that rival anything from your younger years. Remember, your partner doesn't want speed. She wants connection. And connection is what keeps love alive, no matter your age. This is Dr. Carter, and I'll see you in the next video.